Okay, welcome all of you and good afternoon. You are tuning to Radio Sarangi 101.3 megahertz. Now today we are here to facilitate you on SEE Radio Pathshala program. So we are here for facilitating you in your English subject today. Namaskar, I am Hemanta Dhakal and I am coming here for you to teach the poem The Chimney Sweeper today. The Chimney Sweeper. So before starting a poem, we need to understand the title. What is the chimney sweeper mean? The chimney sweeper. Chimney is a structure from where the smoke goes out. For example, you might have seen in brick factory there is a large chimney from where the smoke goes out. That is what we call chimney. So the chimney sweeper is a job, is the name of the job. Especially it is done after the World War, when there was industrial revolutions by a small children who are capable of climbing up the chimney, yes, by using some equipment or tools to clean the soots. SOOTS, soots means dhuaso we call. The chimney is a place to throw out the smokes from the industry. So when the smoke goes out, there remain the soot, SOOT, soot. That is what I call smoke or dhuaso. The remaining of the smoke is known as what? Soot. So this poem is written by William Black. Let us have a general information about the poet William Black. William Black was born in 1757. Yes, he was born in 1757. Yes, November 28. 1757, November 28, and he was died in 12 August 1872. 1872. August 12. So William Black was an American poet who was born in 1757 and died in 1872. He was an English poet, painter and printmaker. He was a versatile man. He used to write the poem, yes, he used to paint the pictures, and he was also a printmaker. So largely unrecognized during his lifetime. William Black was not recognized during his lifetime, yes, but after his death, his poetry became such a famous in the world that everyone started to identify him. Black is now considered as the seminal figures, means motivational figures, seminal figures in the history of the poetry and visual arts of the Romantic age. He used to draw the pictures also, he was a painter also, and he was very well known about different types of things that he have done in his lifetime. So let us have a look about the relation of William Black with chimney sweeper, how he happened to write this poem. So the chimney sweeper is the title of a poem by William Black. So it is the title of the poem written by William Black, published in two parts, Songs of Innocence in 1789 and Songs of Experience in 1794. The chimney sweeper has been written in two different parts. The first part is known as the Song of Innocence and the next part is known as Song of Experience. So this poem is Song of Song of Innocence. Yes, this is the Song of Innocence. And another part of the chimney sweeper was also written by William Black, that is known as Song of Experience. But here we are discussing about the Song of Innocence. Innocent means the children who are unknown, yes, the person who are unknown about anything, who are very small, who are very little, and who are forced to do something without they know what they are doing. They are innocent. So Songs of Innocence in 1789 and Songs of Experience in 1794.
So the poem The Chimney Sweeper is a set against the dark background of the child labor that was prominent in England in the 18th and 19th century. So the chimney sweeper was prominent, or it is the story about the black child who was very much used as a child labor in England in the late 18th and 19th century. Yes, in late 18th and 19th century, when there was an industrial revolution, during that time black children were especially used as a child labor for a job of chimney sweeping the chimney. So chimney sweepings in 18th and 19th century, at the age of 4 and 5, boys were sold to clean the chimney due to their small size. So chimney has a small hole where only small boys can go through. So large people, fat people cannot go through the chimney. So for that, during 18th and 19th century, the boy age of nearly 5 to 7 years old, who are very small, yes, who are very slim, they are sold in the market, and they were used for the job of cleaning the or sweeping the chimneys of different type of factories and industries. They were used to clean the different type of chimneys, yes, and after that they has to do a very tough and difficult job in their life. So their life was very much difficult because they have to work, yes, in such a dirty and dark place where they have to spend their whole life. They do not get chance to read and write. So in such situation, the poet has expressed the feelings of the young black children who are used for a difficult job like chimney sweeping the chimney. So these children were oppressed and had a dominant existence that was socially accepted at that time. So the children were oppressed, their rights were snatched, and they were forced to do the work which is very difficult, and they are unable to fulfill their basic rights during that time, and it was socially accepted. Children in this field work were often unfed and poorly clothed. Unfed means they cannot even get proper food to eat, who are involved in this occupation, and even they were not getting the proper clothes to cover their body. Means they do have the miserable, एकदम दयनीय दुखी अवस्था, miserable condition. So children in these fields of work were often unfed and poorly clothed. In most cases, these children died from either falling through the chimneys or from lungs damage and other horrible disease from breathing in the soot. So most of the children died in these occupations from falling from the chimneys. For example, chimney is such type of structure in the factory or industry from where smoke goes out. Yes, from where smoke goes out. So here is a very narrow space on which children have to go through. Yes, and they have to clean all the soots, dhwaso we call generally, the remainings of the smokes which lies there and which may block the outgoing of the smoke. Such type of remainings should be cleaned by the clear by the children. So in this situation there is so many risks. Sometimes the children may fall from the chimney and they lose their life. Sometimes they have the breathing issues, yes, and they may lose their life, and some other children lose their life because of the lungs damage and other different problems. Now let us have a look about the major idea of the poem The Chimney Sweeper, on which the poet try to explain the feelings and sorrow of the children. They were involved in this job, especially the black children were forced to do the chimney sweeping job. So here the speaker of the poem is a small boy. The person who is narrating the poem, he is a small boy who was sold into the chimney sweeping business. So he was sold because his mother was also died, and his father sold him into a business of sweeping the chimney. So he was sold into the business of chimney sweeping when his mother died. He recounts means tale. He recounts the story of a fellow chimney sweeper. Now he is telling the story of a fellow means his friend who also involved in the chimney sweeping job. Yes, fellow chimney sweepers Tom Decker. So the name of the fellow or the name of the friend is Tom Decker. So he was involved in the chimney sweeping job, who cried when his hair was shaved to prevent from vermin and soot from infesting it. So the Tom Decker's hair was so curly like the lamp's hair. भेडाको ऊन जस्तो उसको कपाल चाहिँ एकदम घुङ्ग्री परेको थियो र त्यो घुङ्ग्री परेको कपाल काटिएको थियो. टम डेकरको कपाल चाहिँ खौरिएको थियो. The hair of Tom Decker was shaved to prevent him from the soots, because the curly hair may cut the soots and it may be infected, or it may get infected because of the soots, and sometimes the vermin means जुम्रा लिखा पनि पर्न सक्ने सम्भावना र ध्वाँसोले पनि कपाल बिगारेर उसलाई चाहिँ इन्फेक्ट गर्न सक्ने सम्भावनाको कारणले गर्दा the hair which was curly hair of Tom Decker was shaved. And the speaker of the poem is telling the story about the Tom Decker who cried when his hair was shaved. The speaker comforts Tom, who falls asleep and has a dream or a vision of several chimney sweepers all locked in the black coffin. So the speaker comfort, don't cry, Tom Decker. Yes, and the Tom Decker fell asleep in a comfort, and he has a dream. He had a dream on which he saw different other fellows, yes, locked in a coffin, yes, locked in a coffin, black coffin, and angel arrived with a special key that opens the lock on the coffin and sets the children free. The newly freed children run through the green field and wash themselves in the river, coming out clean and white in the bright sun. So after it is all in the dream. The Tom Decker goes to sleep in a comfort when the speaker make him feel comfort, and in a dream he sees that all the children who were involved in the chimney sweeping jobs were locked in a box. After that, an angel means heavenly body come and unlock the key of that coffin, and all the children come out from the coffin, yes, and they dance, they enjoy, they take bath, they cleanse, yes, and they brighten white in the sun. So the angel tells Tom that if he is a good boy, he will have the paradise of his own. Yes, so if he became happy, if he became good, he will get all the happiness, the angel said to Tom. So when Tom awakens, he and the speaker gather their tools and head out of the world, thinking that one day they would have a better life. So when the Tom suddenly come out of his dream, what happened? He found all other his fellow sleeping together. It was dawn means nearly the early morning. So they collect all their tools and again get back to their work. So this is the major theme of the poem that the writer has expressed. So now let us have a look on the poem on stanza wise. So I am not going to completely write the poem. Let us have a look on the poem stanza wise. So I am going to teach you on the first stanza. Let us have a look at first stanza of the poem. So the chimney sweeper, it is the song of innocence, from the song of innocence, written by William Black. When my mother died, listen very carefully, my dear student. Let me tell you, you are listening to Radio Sarangi 101.3 megahertz, and you are also watching us on Facebook page of Radio Sarangi 101.3 megahertz. So if you have any confusions and problems regarding to this poem, you can simply drop your comment on the comment section of our Facebook page, and we are always there for helping you to get your problem solved. So you are listening to SEE Radio Pathshala on Radio Sarangi. Now we are here for facilitating you on English subject today, and the topics of our discussion is the chimney sweeper, Unit 14, a poem written by William Blake. So we are discussing here stanza-wise explanation of the poem. As I have already told you, the introduction of the poem and also describe about the theme of the poem. Now I am going to teach you about the main idea of the poem through its stanza. So the first stanza we are going to discuss here is, when my mother died. The speaker's mother was died here, dead. When my mother died, I was very young. Young means not grown up, very small. And my father sold me yet my tongue. Even I could speak, means he was very small child, nearly of 1 or 2 years old. At that time the speaker's mother died, and father's whatever for purpose I don't know. Yes, might be he was a drunkard, might be he was in the urgency of money or something like that. So might be he want to earn money by using his son. Yes, might be he was a bad father, he sold his son, little boy who was very small, nearly of about 2 or 3 years old, who could not even speak properly. He was sold by his father and could scarcely cry, weep, 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 weep. And could scarcely means very hardly, difficulty. He could very hardly or difficulty says that weep, 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 weep. It means the childish tongue for sweep, 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 sweep. Perhaps it is also the sound of crying. Yes, weep, weep means cry, runu. Yes, but it is the sound, a childish sound for sweep, 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 sweep. The workers has to sweep the chimney by using the sound sweep, 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 and he could very scarcely, difficultly say that sweep, sweep is a whip, 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 because he was very innocent and he was very young. So whip, whip is a sound of cry generally, but in this stanza what it want to tell is that even scarcely cry, whip, whip means the childish sound for sweep, 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 sweep. So your chimney I sweep, in soot I sleep. Whip, 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 whip. So your chimneys I sweep, and soot I sleep. So he has a job of sweeping the chimneys. Yes, he used to sweep, clean the chimneys, and he used to sleep in the soot. What is soot here? S-O-O-T, soot. Let me write it dhwaso in Nepali. I am telling here. Soot means dot or stain. It is also known as D-I-R-T, dot, or S-T, stain. S-T-A-I-N, stain. It is dhwaso in Nepali called. आगो बलेर धुवा निक्लिसकेपछि त्यो धुवाको कालो रहेको भागलाई चाहिँ हामी सुट भन्छौं. अर्को S-C-A-R-C-E-L-Y, S-C-A-R-C-E-L-Y, scarcely. Scarcely, what does it mean? Scarcely means hardly. H-A-R-G-L-Y, or sometimes it is called none. Scarcely means hardly or none. मुश्किलले, एकदम गाह्रोसँग. Next one is whip. W-E-E-P, whip. Listen to the sound again. Whip. W-E-E-P, whip. Whip means C-R-Y, cry, runu, or T-E-A-R-D-O-W-N. Tear down means आँसु खसाल्नु. That is what we call whip. Yes. So next one is chimney. As I have already told you, C-H-I-M-N-E-Y, chimney. Chimney is a structure from where the smoke goes out in the factory or industries. It is a structure from where the smoke goes out of the factory or industries. So next one is sweep. Sweep means clean or clear. SWEEP, sweep. Sweep means CLEAN, clean, or CLEAR, clear. Sometimes it is also called badarnu in Nepali. Badarnu, sweep. So the first stanza here tells that the writer was just a little boy when his mother died. Then his father sold him into a chimney sweeping profession before he even knew how to speak. Since then, all he have done is sweep the chimney and sleep covered in a dirt. After cleaning the chimney, he used to cover by the dots and he used to sleep in the same dot. So this is the first stanza. So students, you are listening to Radio Sarangi. Let's have a short commercial break. Get your hand wash and come back. It is a pandemic period. Stay safe, stay home. Catch you later after a short commercial break.